Hey guys, it's Mariah, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a red and nude acrylic set with acrylic Frenchies and 3D nail art. So right now I'm just grabbing all my products that I need, my acrylic, monomer, glitter, all that. So I'm just showing you the old set that was on the practice hand. So we're going to take that off and get our stuff ready and give her a brand new set. And today I'm doing shorties because I do long and extra long nails a lot. So I'm trying something different today. So right here, I'm just cutting the tips to the length that I want. Like I said, I'm doing short and I'm just prepping the hand here. So I'm getting ready to file it and sand the nails and make them, buffed for the glue and the nail tips to go on. So I'm rounding out the nails because when you're doing a set on somebody's nails, especially if they have like semi-short, longish nails, you want to round them off instead of keeping them square because the tips will stick better to the hand. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just rounding off the nail tips and sanding them down as much as possible. Basically doing all the prep work I can just to get the hand ready for the acrylic to go on in a second. So I just keep filing, getting everything sanded nice and smooth, getting everything ready for the acrylic to go on. Which, by the way, I am a beginner, so that is why I'm doing a voiceover to just show everybody what I do and give everybody tips, because a lot of people don't like videos that don't have a voiceover or people doing, step-by-step walkthrough like how I'm doing right now. So that's why I like to do what I'm doing. So now I'm just getting ready and going ahead and putting all the tips on. And I don't record the entire process just because it does take a long time. And sometimes I have failure with the nail sticking, so I do not record the entire process. So I'm just waiting, giving each nail a couple seconds to dry. I only do about 3 here, and then I'll cut to the next scene. So I use Moravon, I think that's what it's called, Moravon nail glue, but I just recently switched to KDS. But for the hand, for some reason, KDS dries way too quick on the hand, so I use Moravon. So now I'm just cutting the tips down to my desired length. Again, I'm doing shorties. And sometimes this hand does have like issues with the nail sticking, so you will see me like cutting out a lot of clips due to that because the nails do fall off. So I'm just making them as short as possible, going back in and making sure that everything is short and straight, matching up. So now I am taking off my rings, about to put my gloves on to do the acrylic work. You don't wear jewelry when you do acrylic nails because it can bust through the gloves and the acrylic could get on it and the monomer can mess up all the stones and things like that. So I do not wear my jewelry around my hands. So now I'm just pouring the monomer into the glass and beginning to apply my red glitter disco flakes with monomer as well, because monomer sticks everything to acrylic nails when they're buffed. But right here I'm sticking it onto the practice nail. I haven't put acrylic yet just because I'm putting the glitter, and then I'm going to encapsulate that in clear acrylic as well, which you will see me do in a few seconds. And I'm using these brushes that I got off of Amazon, and they were actually really, really helpful. I use them for my 3D nail art as well, which is coming up soon. So I'm just laying the glitter down. Now I'm going in with my Mia Secret clear acrylic powder, and I'm just encapsulating the glitter. This is really nice glitter too. It has a very nice shine to it. So I always start my nails in the middle where the real tip would meet the fake tip. So I drag the acrylic down towards the front and make sure that my tip is flat and all that. Rounding off my sides. Then I'm going to go in with another bead and apply that to the further back near the cuticle, but not towards the cuticle quite yet. So I'm building my apex right now, which took me a very long time to learn how to do. I'm still learning, but that's the point of these videos. So now I'm building my back part, which is towards the acrylic, the apex of the nail, and making it all come together. Now, I am going to try to do like a closer up view of me doing nails pretty soon, but I just have to find a better way for this tripod to stand up. So now I'm going in on the next nail and I'm doing a red flat base acrylic because this is the nail that I'm going to be doing the 3D on. So I'm just laying down a red acrylic base for this nail. And I'm using Mia's Secret Red Apple as well for this nail. So same thing as the other nail. I'm starting from the middle and working my way back. That's mostly what you want to do. You want to start where the real nail and the fake tip would meet, and then you want to apply the bead there. Don't start from the back because it does make it more difficult when you start from the cuticle area and drag down. So now I'm doing the same thing I did on the other finger, and I'm going closer to the back, not towards the cuticles yet, but I am making a bigger base for the top, a thicker layer. Just because you don't want flat nails because they will break very easily, especially like me. I do work where I type, so I type a lot and my nails never break because I make them very thick. Not too thick, but a decent amount of acrylic on the nail. So now I'm getting ready to do my nude Frenchie base. So I'm just rounding off the nude acrylic, and this is also Mia's Secret. But this one is called Rose. It comes off as a nude, but it's called Rose. Mia's Secret also is a very good brand for beginner nail tech, so I do definitely recommend Mia's Secret. Everybody's different, but for me, I'm enjoying my time with it while I'm using it. I do have other brands of acrylics, but Mia's Secret is the main one that I'm using right now. So I'm just building the apex at the back. Now, when you're doing a Frenchie, you're going to start from the back because that's where the base will start. And then you just put the thicker French tip around it and build from there and, drill off the excess, which you're going to see me do. But for Frenchie tips, you are going to start at the back of the cuticle. So now I'm going in with the red apple color again, and I'm building the tip of the base for the Frenchie acrylic. Now, normally I do my Frenchies with gel, but for this one, I wanted to try. This is my first time trying this on camera, so you guys can see basically my trial and error of my first time doing acrylic Frenchies, because I normally do them with gel nail polish. So I'm just building around first, and then I'm going to put another bead on the tip and drag that down towards the back of the cuticle. And it will all make sense in a few seconds when you see me drill the excess of acrylic off. Please don't mind my sniffling. I am a little bit sick. I'm still getting over a cold, but that's okay. So now I am going to the thumb. As you can see what I was talking about on those fingers where I did the Frenchie acrylics, you can see that there is acrylic drag down on that finger, but we're going to drill that off and it will all make sense. But for the thumb, I am doing a base nude basic color acrylic. Now, most of the colors I use are also in acrylic. Again, I do use gel polish here and there, but I do try to use colored acrylic mostly for all my sets. So I am, again, just starting at the middle where the nail and the tip would meet, dragging my way down to the front, and then going and building my apex in the back. Now, it did take me a little bit to build the apex on this nail, but like I said, trial and error. So we're going to keep trying every single video to get this right. So basically, I'm just going and rounding off the sides. And my light did cut off in the middle of this video, so I had to fix it and put it back on or whatever. So now I'm just filing the shape before I use my nail drill and go in and smooth everything out. I like to file and get my shape first because it just makes it easier for me. Everybody's different again, but this is how I like to do my nails and basically my method of doing the nails. So I'm going to go ahead and just file everything, file the tips, make sure everything's straight, get all the dust off. And I am leaving those French tips alone. I will do that with the drill, but for now, I'm just filing everything. And I did also end up putting flowers inside the clear nail with the glitter, but you will see that at the end. So in a few minutes, you guys are going to see me drill off that excess acrylic that I told you guys about in the front of the nail on the Frenchie. So we're going to get to that right now. So this is the part, we're going to start. So I'm rounding off all the nails at the edges and I'm smoothing everything out. And then the next nail will be me taking off the excess acrylic off that Frenchie nail. So So basically just smoothing everything out, making sure everything's smooth, nice and flat. You know, you don't want a bumpy overlay, so try your best to smooth it out. That's all okay though. It's practice, 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 practice until we get better. The nail did fall off. See, I told you guys they have a hard time staying on. But okay, now I'm going in and I'm finally drilling off the excess acrylic. Now, it does take a little bit and my light did keep going off, so that was frustrating. But I'm taking off all the excess acrylic that was dragged down from building the Frenchie from the tip down to the back of the cuticle. So drilling that off, making it as smooth as possible. And I'm going to be doing that on another nail too in a few seconds, which you guys will see. But I really wanted to just give you guys the full, like, time cut of me doing the Frenchie nails and drilling the excess acrylic off. So again, I'm just going and rounding my base off of every single nail, making sure that the base doesn't look too high or, like, too poked out for the back of the acrylic where the cuticle starts. And then in the front, making sure that my tips are not bumpy. And I'm really actually, like, surprised with how the outcome of this came. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even know I could do a set like this. Basically just trying to get everything as smooth as possible, guys. And this drill was from Amazon. It was about, I think, $37. Pretty good drill for starters. I have heard that it does give out after a while. So far, it's been good to me, so I hope that doesn't happen. But if you're looking for a cheap beginner drill, I would definitely go on Amazon. So now I'm just making sure that my clear nail is smooth. We don't want any bumps or anything. And now I'm taking off the excess acrylic off the other Frenchie nail, which is the pinky. So taking off that excess from when I dragged the red tip over the nude. I think I was talking here. Yeah, I was talking here. We were trying to order food. Sorry, guys. You guys can just speed this part up if you'd like. Oh my god, yeah, I would just skip this part, guys. Okay, so here we go, back to drilling. Sorry about that. And now I'm just making sure, like I said, that I get all that excess acrylic off. You don't want to leave any of the excess red acrylic because it will bind with the nude and it'll look really bad. So now I'm getting ready to do my 3D flowers in nude on my, I think the middle finger it was. Or the ring finger. No, the middle finger. Okay, so I'm doing the 3D flowers in nude on the middle finger. Now, these flowers were really hard my first time doing them because I did do them off YouTube as a trial run for my first time. And they did not come out as good as they did this time in the second video. So I'm really glad that I learned a new technique on how to do my flowers. So I'm using the smallest brush I had to do the flowers and get the petals right. So in a few seconds, you will see me show the nail. I didn't show the whole process just because my hands were in the way a lot, but I do try to show you guys the process at least here and there just a little bit. So I'm cleaning off the excess nude acrylic that got onto the red. And I'm just building the roundness of the flowers, like the point of the flowers. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm pretty surprised with how they came out, you know? So I'm taking the smallest bead possible, like, you know, something I think would look right for the size leaf I'm going for, and I'm just laying it down and I'm making a small dent in it and pushing the acrylic outwards. Of course, once the acrylic gets a little bit tacky, but you have to do this before the acrylic fully dries. So like I said, just rounding out the flowers, making the pointy tip of the flowers to make it look like a real leaf at least. Trying my best. So now I'm going in and making the little flowers, which you guys will see in a few minutes. And I'm doing the same thing, just taking the smallest bead possible. So this is how the flower turned out. I'm really happy with how it turned out for my second time. And now I'm just drawing some nail art, which I drew a little rose on the thumb, which I'm not proud of the rose, but it'll come out better next time. And I'm just drawing the rose, and then I do outline the rose in black in a few seconds. Which I'm doing that right now, I think. Yes, I'm outlining the rose. Please excuse the people who keep coming in and out of the room as well. I'm sorry about the angle. So now I'm just drawing like a swoop kind of. I don't know, I was just freestyling at this point in black. And I promise you, it might look a mess now, but like everything comes together. I promise. So now I'm just making sure that all my design is as straight as possible. And I'm using these brushes I got off of Amazon as well. I don't know the name of them. I'll try to post them in another video or even this video when I put the description in. So now I'm going to move on to my other nail and draw some hearts on the clear encapsulated nail. And also outline those in black. Now, I was going to leave this set plain and not draw anything, but I actually liked how it came out in the end. So now I'm going to go ahead and put some stones into the flower, into that empty middle part, and also around on the side. Gems make everything better. I love it. Especially Swarovski crystals. They're so pretty. So I'm just basically placing all the gems on the nails. And now I do use nail glue sometimes. Stone glue sometimes, like the rhinestone glue, but it doesn't really work that good for me. I'm not gonna lie, I had a hard time pushing it out of the bottle. So I don't know if anybody can give me some tips on how to use rhinestone glue. So I normally just use a very, very strong gel base coat and top coat, and it keeps them on for about 3 to 4 weeks, the stones, sometimes maybe even longer. So now I'm going in with my thumb, and I'm putting red and silver stones on the thumb as well. Putting some heart stones on both of the Frenchie tip nails, along with some little diamonds as well. And I got this tool from Amazon as well. It was a 2-pack, so I have a pink one also, the rhinestone tool. Highly recommend Amazon for a lot of nail stuff, guys. So now I'm just putting everything in the gel machine, and this was the final product. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe.